Hello everyone, Tia here with Gypsyfae Creations. Thanks for tuning in and happy September. I can't believe it's finally September. I'm so excited about this month. So many things that September inspires. It is my birthday month. There's a lot of fun things going on. And if you make soap or watch a lot of soap making videos, you know there are a never-ending amount of designs that are inspired by everything from food to fandoms to the holidays to nature, which brings me to where we are today. I am at Ladew Gardens in Moncton, Maryland, and it is one of the places that Bradley and I have visited since we were teenagers, so we've come up here to visit. They got a new butterfly exhibit, there's nature trails, and a house, an old house mansion that we can explore. Today's soap is kind of inspired by nature walks. I really love the outdoors, and most specifically birch trees. I don't know, that in my head I pictured this like nature walk of just birch trees in the autumn and the changing leaves, so I wanted to kind of take that concept and turn it into a soap. I'm going to give you guys a little tour of Ladew Gardens. Stay tuned after the cutting for some footage and some video, and let's get soap making. Two parts to this soap. So the first part is easy. It's going to be the embeds. I'm adding some kaolin clay in here. I've got my buttermilk in there as well. And it's going to be the embeds for the base of the soap. I am doing the tree trunks or the birch trees that are going to be inside of the soap. I'm going to cut into them so you're not going to see them on the outside. So in order to do that, I want to take a little less than half of my recipe and pour that into my mold. And then when that's done, I'm going to cut it up. I'm going to pour the other half of the recipe into the mold and then insert the pieces of the birch trees into it. So let's give this a whirl. And add our lye water solution with our sodium lactate in there as well. I'm going to add a little bit of titanium dioxide to this. I have like a fruit fly or something hanging around here into the mixture. And I'm also going to add the fragrance to it. The fragrance I am using is by Nature's Garden. It is autumn wreath type. The notes say a cheerful fall and welcoming fragrance, spicy warmth of autumn leaves, cinnamon apples, nutmeg, and clove. So there's top notes of pear, apple, peach, and coconut, middle notes of cinnamon, clove, and nutmeg, and base notes of vanilla, cedar, musk, woods, pine, and autumn leaves. There is a lot in that, and it smells delectable. So let me just mix that up. Alright, that fragrance went very well. It doesn't seem to accelerate. It says there's no discoloration. It smells really good. It smells like the pine cones that they put in like the fall time at the front of the store on displays when you walk in. And it's like a potpourri, very apple, very cinnamon. You're probably like, what are you putting in there? These are poppy seeds. And to kind of get more of the tree trunk look on these birch trunk looking embeds that I'm going for, I've added some poppy seeds just for a little design, and they're also going to add a little bit of exfoliation in there. So I like doing the bit of natural additives in my soaps every chance that I get, especially this one. So I think that's good. I don't want to add too much in there. And then I'm going to start pouring into my mold. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour it in here. It's going to probably go up to about a quarter, a little more than a quarter of the mold. I'll let that sit, and then I'm going to have to come back and cut it. Hopefully this stays as white as I want it to be. just going to scrape this down and I'm going to let this sit probably till tomorrow morning. So 24 hours, I'll come back, I'll cut it up, I'll make the base of the soap, and then these will be put on the inside. So the next step in this soap is I'm just going to cut up the bark into different sizes. There's no measurements here, so this is what the tree bark is going to look like, and what I can do is I can either stick it in the soap this way or stick it in the soap that way, and that way I got all different shapes of tree trunks. So I'm just going to go ahead and keep cutting these up and see how many that I get. You might notice the different camera angle. I am going to try a different technique today called a gradient pour. I've not done this before, so I'm not making any promises that I'm going to achieve it, but I need to have the mold on an angle, so that's why we're going to try filming from this way. Okay, so I am just pouring in my lye water solution here, same way that I did the first half of the soap. There is some buttermilk powder in there. I'm going to add a little bit of kaolin clay to this one as well. And we'll give that a whirl with the kitchen vibrator. Okay, so I want to go for a very autumn glow sunset type of look here. So what I have some sunshine yellow from Nurture, and then I've mixed up some sunshine yellow and some sunset orange, that's from Brambleberry, into this guy. And I want to start this by pouring not all of my batter, I think, just in case I need some extra. Maybe I'll pour it all. I'm not 100% sure what I'm doing here. I think, I'll just keep some to the side, I think. And then we'll mix each one of those up. Fragrance oil, it behaved really well the first time, so I'm hoping it does the same on this go. I'm going to mix that in with my spatula. And then I'm going to prop the mold up. This is like the extension block that I have for my cutter, and I'm just going to stick it under the mold like that. Make sure I got it in there. There we go. And just keep mixing this. And mix up the yellow without making a mess. I'll have to post a picture of what it is that I have in mind. Like, I don't know if I saw a painting somewhere. I don't know what it was, but there's this, it's just a forest of birch trees with like an autumn glow to it, with like all the changing leaves I have in mind. Hopefully I can achieve what, you know, it's so hard to take what I see in my head and put it down in soap. Because you can't redo something, you can't just like erase it or paint over it. Alright, so I'm going to take the orange. I'm going to start just by pouring it into one side, like this. And then I'm going to pour in a little bit of the yellow and mix that up. just keep alternating that. Hopefully I get what I'm looking for here. And the goal is to have this color kind of fade from a dark orange to a light orange to like a yellow. And that is what I'm going for. Right. So Bradley and I go to lots of gardens. I don't know what you know got us so interested in it, but we have visited many a garden in all different states, and it's just something that we like to do every year. But they all start running together. We can never remember, like, did we do the house tour on that one? Did we see the exhibit at this one? Because, you know, things are always changing, and they just all run together. But this garden, we have been visiting since we first started dating back in like 2005. And we keep going back to it. It is gorgeous. It is close by, and it's one of the top 5 gardens in North America, as they claim. It is a topiary garden, which means that they trim the trees and shrubs into shapes, ornamental shapes, like unicorns and hats and butterflies and you name it. They just shape everything they can. And then they have different rooms in the gardens. Like each garden has a different theme, like a yellow garden, a tulip garden, a rose garden. And it was built by the late Harvey Ladew. He was a self-taught gardener, and he had bought the land. It was a dairy farm in 1929. And he just built it up over his whole entire lifespan. It took him like 50 years to build up this garden. And it's one of the first American themed gardens ever made. There's fountains in there. It's just gorgeous. Everything is so well maintained. The house was originally built in the 1800s, so that's really neat. If you go to visit, you can see the original charm of the wing that was originally built in the 1800s, and then it was just kind of added on to throughout the generations, throughout the centuries. Alright, so I'm glad I saved some of that yellow, well, some of that batter, so I can add some more yellow to it. Because I'm out. And I really want this to be a little more yellow in the end. So, let's do that. Let's do that. Haha, bad pun. It was like the joke all day yesterday. Alright, I'm going to add some more sunshine yellow to this guy and mix him up and add him to the rest of this orange. Great. Yes, this is a very well-behaved fragrance. I can get along with this guy. Very good for this design technique anyway. Let's scrape out the rest of this yellow. I'm not going to pour it into this. That would be pointless. I'm going to pour a little more into here. Mix that up. I really hope this turns out. And I don't know about this new camera angle because obviously I keep kicking it. Alright. So then I'm just going to pour in the rest of the yellow. Scrape this out. Pour a little bit more in, and I'm probably going to turn the soap mold flat so I can put my little tree trunks in it. There we go, that's a nice pretty color. do one more little pour of this. I'm going to turn it back on its behind there. And then I'm going to take all these tree trunks, they look like blocks of cheese, and insert them where I'm going to cut. Alright, I had to trim the trees a little bit. So let's get back to that before things get a little questionable. And I'm trying to line these up to where I'm going to cut through them. So that is the goal. And then they can go in all different ways. I don't even know if this is going to mess up the whole gradient thing in the first place. But we will see. Alright. Let me keep going here. And I can talk about more about that house. Like, it is gorgeous. He designed a library in there that was like an oval library. He had like a secret passageway in there. It's like my dream house and my dream garden, honestly. One day, I promise, I am going to build a garden just like that, or at least attempt to. It really is like everything I could ever want in a house. I love the history behind it. I love just flowers that much that I hope one day I can have a garden that pretty anyway. Our next house, we really do want land, and hopefully I find the time to dedicate to making it look pretty. Alright. He had lots of friends too, which I guess back in the day when you're famous and rich, you have lots of famous friends like Clark Gable and Edward Prince of Wales and T.L. Lawrence, or like Lawrence of Arabia, so I thought that was really neat. He has like letters all around the place that are framed. The house was left in the condition that when he died, and it was handed over as a non-profit donation. It looks exactly how he left it. All the antiques that are in there are original. All those letters, even like his shaving cream, like everything was left in that house exactly as it was when he died. He didn't have any children, he didn't marry, so it was really cool that he created a nonprofit in order to preserve it, because it really is a great place to visit. This year they added a butterfly house to it. They have lots of local butterflies anyway that they catch, and they put in there as you know, an idea of people to get to see each stage of a butterfly's life. There's lots of monarchs in there, and what else? Oh, swallowtails. Just really, really neat thing to do, even with friends. We took my best friend Erica and her boyfriend with us, and it's just nice to just stroll through these gardens and just have a fun day. It was really nice outside too. Alright, so I'm gonna keep putting these trees in here, and I need to go get a drink because I'm like coughing. Okay, so now I'm going to put the top on, which means I just have the batter just colored yellow, and I'm going to pour it in and cover in all of the holes in between the tree barks. Just like that. Alright. Scrape this out. Probably going to give this a little whack on the ground to make sure all the crevices are filled in. And then I'm going to put one more thing on the top of the soap. I've got this bag of calendula petals that I'm going to sprinkle on top. Thought they kind of look like the falling leaves that would be also on the trees. So this is like the tree top. And there's just a really pretty color, and they really match that yellowy orange glow of the rest of the soap. So just going to cover the top of the soap in this. And then I will let it sit for 24 hours probably. And we'll come back and cut it and see if it looks like a birch tree forest in an autumn glow. Right. I should probably cut this on its side now that I think about it. Oh well. Keep going.
Try the first one.
Yeah, look at all the drag marks it made. So let me turn it on its
Yeah,
side.
but I can already tell it's going to be amazing. Look at that. That's cool. Look at those drag marks. Wow. Wow. Intense.
Alright, let's try that again. Alright. Yeah?
Wow, very cool.
Still getting the
Still
drag
getting a
marks
little bit
because
of
of
drag.
the
But damn, that is cool.
petals. Keep going here. These calendula petals get everywhere. I'd put like a whole bunch of them on there because
I love
they
it.
were all gonna fall off. Ah, there's a good one.
There we are.
Look at all those birch trees in there.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It turned out really well. Here, let's show the camera a little bit better in the next one.
On the next one?
Yeah,
Okay.
Look at all these. You need to clean these guys out of here. Well, it's a good thing you did put a lot on top there, because some were falling off.
I want to say, I don't know if this way is better or if I turn it the other way is better. What do you think? Let's try this way. Just like a mess regardless.
Plus it's still a little bit squishy.
Oh, there we go. Okay, so I think I got it now. There's none on that one.
Yeah, you did a good job.
So gotta cut it this
You
way.
just gotta go correct.
And that way. Alright. I love it now. Look at that.
That's beautiful. That's a great idea. Some little birch trees in there.
Yeah. Well, I like it. He has to be in every video. He has something to say.
Smudge Ladew.
I think we're gonna have to take more nature walks.
Sounds good.
Get your hiking shoes ready.
Get my hiking shoes ready.
Yeah. I want to see all the leaves turning and go on all the nature walks. I think Maine ruined me. Of course, those views and the landscape there, not necessarily going to find that here in Maryland.
Probably not.
We're going to have to do some research. I really like this soap. I don't know.
Well, in Maryland probably, but not in our county. I don't think. Because there's other parts of Maryland that probably have amazing views, I'm sure.
We're going to have to go see them.
Let's do it.
I really like this idea. I'm going to have to play around with this again.
Try different trees. All the trees.
Different bark. Cool beans. Alright guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, you can give it a thumbs up. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. Stay tuned for more fun soap making videos. Any questions or comments, you can leave them in the comment section down below. And until next time, have a very nice day and smell you later.
It's to the right. It's to the right.